Welcome back to Play Big on Broad Radio. I often hear people say a fitness journey has changed their life. But for our next guest and her very powerful story, it's actually changed her life, but so many other people's lives as well. What started as a first step in recovery postpartum has ended up in a very, very big career. Amanda Magnabosco, welcome to Play Big. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Taking the first step into a gym can be probably the biggest and of all of the steps to climb the mountain. Can you
Mhm.
take us back to the beginning and what was going on for you the first time that you took that moment, walk through the door at Fernwood?
Yeah, well, I had my second child, who's about 5 months old, and I was just really struggling at home. Um, I'd been made redundant from my job that I had prior to having him, so I just sort of felt like I didn't really have much purpose or anything to, be besides a mum. And I was really struggling with postnatal depression. So, in speaking to my GP about it, so she suggested I try a gym, just to get out there, meet some new people, use the creche services, and just do something for myself rather than just being stuck in, I guess, the four walls. So, it's probably the best advice I've almost received in my entire life was just to get in there and start doing something for myself. And yeah, that's how it went
And
again.
and so when you started in that journey, had
Mhm.
you been to gyms before?
Hit and miss, but nothing consistently. Like I played a lot of sport, especially when I was young and I was really active. But as you know, like a lot of girls and women do as they hit that sort of late teens years, they turn their back on it, focus on boys or partying or their studies or whatever it is. But yeah, so it had been a long time between me doing any real exercise. Yeah.
And when you started at Fernwood, you went for kind of mental health
Mm,
purpose. Is that good? That's kind of what was the instigation to get you through
absolutely.
the door. How
Yeah.
much of it, because so many people go for their physical fitness,
Mhm.
was it a struggle to get yourself there every day? And how did you bust through that, that kind of brick wall of I have to go to the gym or that kind of talk?
I think it was for me, it was, I was really missing, like I said earlier, that purpose, but like creating a routine. And I think that's something that I was really lacking in my life. And so going to the gym actually gave me that because I'd made a booking for a class and a session to have the kids. So it just kept me accountable. So rather than it becoming a mental barrier, it actually really helped me mentally because I had something to look forward to every day and like something that I was accountable for.
And so that was the start of your journey. Can you tell us what your relationship is with Fernwood now, and then we'll fill in all of the bits in between?
Yeah. Yeah, well, fast forward about my son's 7 now, so yeah, just over 7 years, and I'm the regional general manager, so I oversee 6 clubs here at Fernwood. So, yeah, a lot's happened in that 7 years, but it's been the most amazing 7 years of my life.
That is really more than most people bargain for when they go to the gym. That maybe a six pack. They
Yeah.
don't expect to have 6 clubs that they're
Yeah,
looking
yeah,
after.
that's it.
So we spoke to Di Williams, who is the founder of Fernwood last
Mhm,
week, and she was saying that for her, it was weights that really
mhm,
kind of captured her imagination. It was her love of that and her passion, I guess, for spreading the word about that motivated her. What
mhm.
was it at Fernwood, in addition to the routine, that got you through kind of kept you going back in terms of the physical fitness and the way that it affected your mental health? Was it group classes, or was it actually just the community of it?
Yeah, it was definitely the group fitness classes and some really like, inspiring and fantastic instructors that were really motivating. And they all came from similar backgrounds, so that mums themselves or of all different ages, shapes, and sizes. It wasn't what you thought would be just, these perfect fitness models up on stage. And it was just really inspiring. And it just gave me, I guess, a belief that because I didn't know where I was at with my career. And I thought, hang on, I think this is something I could do. So I had a training and development and managerial background prior. So I thought, if these people can teach a class, why can't I? So I started my studies and yeah, away I went.
So you're in the class, you end up taking the class.
Yeah.
So what was that study process like? And you obviously you had small children at the time. It mustn't have been
Yeah.
easy.
No, no. So I was really lucky that my in-laws supported me a lot, and helped look after the kids when I needed. Um, And it's you do like a certificate 3 and then 4 in fitness, depending on what you want to actually achieve. So if you want to just be, say, a group instructor or be a personal trainer. I did both just to see where that took me. But then I also started working at reception in that time just to get my foot in the door. And that was the most important thing. So getting my foot in the door in a place where I was comfortable and I'd started to build relationships. So as soon as an opportunity opened up, then I'd be already there and I could take it.
That's so good. Well, I've always wondered about the people on reception. Do they actually get to work out as well? Or does it become like, do you go to another gym, a different Fernwood
Oh,
to work
a
out?
bit of both. You know, they say mechanics never service their cars. Like sometimes when you work in the gym, it's much the same. So when you've been looking at a gym all day and talking to people in the gym all day, sometimes like I just want to get out of here. So yeah, but I guess for me, like before I start work, I do a workout. So then I get there, get it done, and then settle in for the day. And just give you so much more energy. You feel so much motivated, and it's just a great way to start the day.
So the female empowerment at Fernwood obviously is
Mhm,
great for the clients, but then you're on the front desk, and then your journey through management and
mhm.
the opportunities that were afforded you, how did that work? Did you keep doing extra study, or did you just keep putting your hand up?
Like, when I was thinking about what today, like, that is the key thing is just putting your hand up. And I think that's the most important thing, like, showing initiative, going that extra step and doing what needs to be done, whether it's for a member or for the management team. Because like, it is a business, so you wanna do what's best for the members, but also for the business as well. So I think that's, where I've been able to be successful and grow my career is just not being shy to take on a challenge or put my hand up for different opportunities and learning opportunities. If I saw something needs to be done, just do it. You know, and then just the networking and making different connections as well is really important. Like I think we're all just people, so don't get like overwhelmed with oh my gosh, like Di's coming into the gym today. I'm like Di used to be just like me a while ago. She found a passion for fitness, and now look at her. So yeah, I think that's really important part of it as well.
Your experience and the motivation for you starting your relationship with Fernwood must inform the way that you work now and the services and the offers that you can make for not only the clients but also the people that are working for you. I know that Fernwood does have a really strong policy on supporting people's mental health and mental first aid, which not a lot of people talk about, like
Mm.
mental health and well-being as employees. How does that manifest in you managing those people and managing the clubs?
Yeah, so like I said, yeah, we have mental health first aid. So all of our staff undergo that training. And it is so important because not everything is physical. And in that, I guess, women's only environment, people really see us as a safe space. So whether that is the members coming in and our staff as well, but sometimes our staff have to deal with some really heavy situations. Like the ladies can be recovering from surgeries, they could be suffering PCOS, struggling with infertility, they could be escaping domestic violence. There's so many different things that our staff come across every day. So having the tools to be able to deal with those conversations, but also support around them. So with all the staff receiving that same level of training, they can support each other. And then as a management group, being there for the team if we need it, or if we see that we need to intervene in the situation, we have to be really present and do that. So we can offer support, training, guidance, or direct people to additional services if that's what needs to happen in that situation.
So you work with other community groups, I would imagine. You like keep tapped into the network so you know how you can support women on a holistic level, regardless of
Yeah.
what they kind of bring into the gym, it sounds like.
Yeah, so Fernwood have the Fernwood Foundation where they sponsor another and support a number of different charities, particularly around domestic violence and helping women get back to work. But at a local level, we work with different organisations and community groups so that we can direct people to services if they need it as well. So that's all individual gym to gym because there's different services. We like to do different things like International Women's Day, Women's Health Week, and just connect people with different services, whether that's through local government, or different community groups, just to show people that we really have all the services that you could need, and we want to support you in every stage of your journey, not just the fitness journey.
This is the thing that keeps coming back to me thinking about Fernwood is the model of Fernwood has been so inclusive and
Mhm,
in developing a safe space for women, but women of all different, like multi-generational clients,
mhm,
people from diverse backgrounds and faiths and
mm,
language groups, but also NDIS clients.
mhm,
That model, I guess, at the moment in the world on the world stage, there's a real conversation about DEI and how important it is, or how some people don't think it's important. So I can
mhm.
hear how it's really important for the clients, but from a business perspective, what have you seen? How it can serve your business to be that inclusive and intersectional?
Or particularly with ladies of different faiths, like they can train uncovered and be in a comfortable state, knowing that it's only women. I mean, think how hot it is just exercising in general, and then to have to be fully covered. So to provide, say, a space like that where women can be safe and free from males seeing them. We do a lot of different cultural celebrations and run different classes to really highlight different cultures as well, which is really fun. And then we run classes for different, I guess, age groups and abilities as well, so that we can help people, say, at a later stage of life, or younger people just starting their gym journey. It's actually more similar that they would think if they're starting or ending. Yeah, and then there's everything in between. So we just try and be, yeah, inclusive and full service as possibly can.
In the time that you've been working at Fernwood, there has been this explosion of celebration around women in sport, and
Mhm,
our Australian women's sporting um, teams are probably the most popular and successful really in the
mm,
country at the moment, especially when we think about
mhm,
cricket or the Matildas and moments
mhm.
like that. The whole nation has embraced. AFLW is
Absolutely.
very dear to my heart, but you also seem like there is a beautiful confluence between Fernwood and AFLW and women's football. Can you talk to that a little bit?
Yeah, that's right. So we've recently now the six clubs that I look after. We've recently started sponsoring two big football leagues. So the EDFL, or the Essendon District Football League, and the WFNL, which is the Western Football and Netball League. So basically, any football team in the entire northwest of Melbourne is sponsored by Fernwood now, which is really really exciting. So we're talking about like 930 senior women and 1,500 junior women in the EDFL, and then 1,300 females and 1,000 netballers, plus about 4,000 juniors in the WFNL now are all connected to Fernwood, which is really
That's fantastic. So what does that support look like? And do you see them all coming through the gyms?
well. Look, it's a new partnership and it's just starting. So what we're doing is for the EDFL, we sponsor the entire women's league. So we've got different activations and things we're doing for them. But for both leagues, anyone that is part of the league gets a free 2-week pass to come and try one of our clubs for free. And we'll be starting a fundraising campaign for each of the leagues very soon. So people buy a 30-day pass, they get a discounted access to the gyms for $30 for 30 days, and 100% of those proceeds go back towards the leagues, so they can continue to invest in their women's and girls programs. So we've also made financial sponsorships to both leagues as well upfront, and then have ongoing programs as well.
That's so enormous for so many leagues like that. They wouldn't survive if it wasn't for
Mm,
people sponsoring at that kind of level. So that's just such an enormous support to women and girls in sport. I wonder how you've seen it manifest over the journey of the time that you've been there, whether it's changed the way that it looks in the gym of how many people, how they take fitness seriously, or if there's
mhm.
more people that have that elite mindset now that because they're emulating the people that they see on TV playing these sports.
Oh, absolutely. There's been such a shift into strength training and training for a purpose. Otherwise, like when I first started, everyone just went to classes or went on the treadmills, and then the bodybuilders went on the big weights area. And even in just the 7 years or so that I've been involved in the gym, there's been a huge change. And it's great to see people of all ages and backgrounds like just trying something new. But that's where I think Fernwood is really important piece of this puzzle. So when people start with us, we do a number of different appointments with them to teach them how to use all of the equipment and give them a workout program and set them up successfully. So whatever their goal is or they're working towards, they can actually come and achieve it. Not come to the gym and feel disappointed or discouraged because they haven't achieved the results that they were after, and then they end up leaving. We want to set them up so they can achieve something meaningful for long term for their life. Yeah, so and how that reflects in sport. If they're training for a sporting event, um, then that's fantastic. We'll give them a customized program based on that. We do team training sessions with different sporting clubs and so forth to really work towards, I guess, helping them get the best results they can.
Here's here's a funny question. I often wonder at the gym. I don't actually go to an actual gym. I train in a Pilates studio and I train at
Mhm.
home as well. But I wonder how many people in gyms. So I see on the internet people often filming their workouts. Is that
A
something
lot.
that you've had to factor in, or like what's the
Yeah.
policy on that in the gym?
Yeah. So yes, in the last couple of years, it's like an explosion. um, but I think, especially like I was mentioning before, with people from different faith backgrounds, it's really important to be mindful of who's in your shot. That for us, I guess that's the biggest thing. So we've got a policy that you need to ask if anybody's in the background, if they mind if you record them. I mean, there are times when it happens, but if someone brings it attention, we'll ask somebody to delete a video or something like that. But yeah, filming in the gym is really prevalent. Yeah, yeah,
It's really full on,
yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
Do you have a daughter as well as a son?
Yes, yes. So 10-year-old daughter, 7-year-old son.
And is your daughter playing sport as well?
She plays cricket, so she absolutely loves it. I've tried to get her into other sports, but her dad won the battle and she plays cricket.
And is
Yeah.
it true that she's actually kind of breaking, well, she's on the cusp of some milestones because she's playing for a really important club, right?
Yeah, yeah. So my husband's team, which is the Sunshine United Cricket Club, they've been around for 76 years, and my daughter's under 11s team is the first ever female team to play for the club in 76 years. So it's really nice personally to be involved in community development of women's sports as well, and to see my daughter be a part of that and our whole family be part of it. And then the whole entire cricket club has embraced it. Yeah, it's been lovely.
When I think about the start of your journey, that you turned up at the gym, you had postnatal depression, you had lost your job, or you'd been made redundant.
Hmm.
And now hearing this story about this incredibly full life that you have, where you are the boss in so many circumstances,
Yeah.
you seem so confident and you're making this huge impact into so many people's lives. Do you take a moment and reflect on what this journey has been like for you personally, professionally, physically, and mentally, and what this, organization has been able to give to your life?
Oh, absolutely. I'm so lucky that I found Fernwood when I did. And then I've been surrounded by some really amazing people that have believed in me and supported me as well and given me those opportunities. So it's, yeah, I have no idea where I would be now if I hadn't have found Fernwood 100%.
What's been the biggest highlight in the whole time, the journey that you've been there?
Um, I think actually becoming the regional general manager has definitely been like for myself, like I said, I'd had a sort of managerial training development background before, but never at this senior of a level. So to be able to get there in the sort of 6 to 7 year time, I'm really proud of myself. That's a huge highlight. Um, but just seeing, I guess, some of the team below me actually come along for their journey as well, and the way that they've been able to grow and develop, and I feel like I've had a big part of that. That's been really rewarding as well.
So great. And you're still training every day?
Not every day, for 4 days a week.
Is
4
that all
days
we
a
need to
week.
do? Is it just 4 days a week? Is that the
Look,
magic
2
number?
to 3 times a week will change anyone's life, yeah, so yeah, 2 to 3 times a week, but if you can squeeze in 4, do 4.
Amanda, thank you so much for sharing your story with us today. Congratulations. You've really carved something special out for yourself, and it's just been a joy to hear all about it.
Thank you so much, I really appreciate it.